Welcome, and thank you for trusting us with this document. It is absolutely
It's
fascinating.
dense, isn't it?
Incredibly.
Right.
I mean, this reads less like a typical business guide
Mm.
and, more like a set of philosophical rules for peak performance.
Yes.
And
And it's all condensed into this very specific, very loaded terminology.
that's why we're here.
Right. Our mission today is to translate this, to cut through the high-level concepts and get to what's actually actionable for you, the listener. We're going on a deep dive into the core mechanics of maximizing potential through novel opportunity acquisition.
Okay, so I think we have to start right at the title, break it into its two main parts.
Absolutely.
First, there's the goal, the ambition, which is just massive, maximizing
If
potential.
not improving.
Maximizing.
Exactly. And then second, the method it lays out to get there, novel opportunity acquisition.
And that whole thing, that entire process, it gets boiled down into the single line that feels almost like a mathematical formula. It does. Let's read it out. How to get new opportunities to be explored with new gets at the most.
Yeah. So for this deep dive, we're going to unpack that specific sequence. Action, resource, and then outcome. If we can get our heads around the individual parts, I think we'll understand the whole strategy.
Okay, so let's start with the big one, the goal. Maximizing potential. I mean, we all hear the word potential thrown around a
Big
lot.
sign.
But this source, it's not talking about just getting better or, small efficiency gains. This is demanding the absolute peak result.
And that's what's so fascinating right from the jump. The title establishes the absolute ceiling as the only target worth aiming for. It completely reframes how you think about ambition.
How so?
Well, think about the difference between optimization and maximization. They sound similar, but they're worlds apart.
Okay.
Optimization is about improving what you already have, making your current system better. So if you've got a V8 engine, optimization is tuning it perfectly, maybe squeezing out 5 or 10% more horsepower.
Which sounds pretty good. It's a solid, predictable strategy. I'd say most businesses live in that optimization space.
Exactly. Because it's measurable, it's safe. Maximization, though, it isn't about tuning the V8. It's about looking at the V8 and saying, this will never get us to the maximum possible speed.
So you have to start over.
You have to decide to build a jet engine instead. It requires a whole new system, new engineers, new fuel. It's about achieving the best possible result, period, regardless of what you have now.
So this source is basically saying that any new opportunity is only worth pursuing if it unlocks that ultimate ceiling.
Yes, it doesn't accept 90%. It's 100% or nothing.
And for you, the listener, I think just understanding that maximizing potential is this uncompromising benchmark.
Yeah.
That's the first big step. If your strategies feel comfortable and low risk, then you're probably just optimizing.
Which means, according to this framework, you're fundamentally missing the target. It also brings up a really important kind of counterintuitive point. Maximization is inherently riskier. If you're going for the best possible result, you are, by definition, entering uncharted territory. You're probably going to fail more often.
But if you succeed...
The success is revolutionary. It's not just an incremental bump.
Okay, so if maximization is the why, let's get into the what and the how. Novel opportunity acquisition. This feels like where the rubber meets the road.
It really is. And the first word there is novel. That's the pivot point. It's the thing that pulls you away from just optimizing.
What does it mean for an opportunity to be truly novel in this context?
It has to be something unique, something that wasn't recognized before, or just fundamentally different from the paths you're already on. I mean, if your competitor has already done it successfully, it's not really novel anymore, is it?
Right. But that kind of radical novelty, it must be incredibly difficult to identify, let alone manage. Most companies reward iterative, safe improvements.
Of course they do.
So why is this material so insistent on pushing past that?
Because, I think, it argues that only a novel path can break through the existing limits to actually achieve maximization. If an opportunity is familiar, its potential is already kind of known, right? It's constrained by history.
But novelty is a blank slate.
A complete blank slate. Its potential is undefined, and that's what allows for true maximization.
And once you spot
Yeah.
that glimmer of a novel idea, the material shifts focus immediately to acquisition. It's not a passive thing.
No, not at all. It's a deliberate, strategic capture. Which brings us to that operational phrase, how to get new opportunities.
Okay, so this isn't about just stumbling upon a good idea in a meeting.
Not in the slightest. This is about having a formalized system, a how-to-get procedure that's specifically designed to secure that idea. Think about it. A truly novel opportunity is fragile.
How so?
It can be so easily ignored or dismissed as crazy or just killed off by the company's existing systems.
So this how-to-get procedure is really about, what? Protecting the idea, filtering the signal from the noise.
Both. It means you need specialized scouting. You need vetting criteria that value breakthrough potential more than, say, short-term ROI. You need governance that shields the opportunity from internal inertia.
It's like building a little incubator inside the larger organization.
That's a great way to put it. The procedure basically says, we know this path is different. We're dedicating specific protected resources to it, and we are not going to judge it by the same metrics we use for our core business.
Without that formal process, the novel idea just gets watered down.
Immediately, it gets reduced back to an incremental improvement, and you're back to optimization. The whole thing falls apart.
Okay, let's connect that procedure to the fuel. This brings us to the resource part. To be explored with new gets. This is where the jargon gets really heavy. What are new gets?
Yes. Okay, so based on the logic of the document, new gets have to be the new acquisitions, resources, insights, or data that are completely bespoke to that novel opportunity.
So they're not just general resources.
No. They are the essential, custom-built fuel required for the exploration phase.
Let's go back to your engine analogy.
Right.
If the novel opportunity is building a jet engine,
Right.
then the new gets can't be regular gasoline and the wrench set you used for the V8.
Exactly. The resources have to match the ambition. If your novel opportunity is, say, disrupting a market with predictive analytics, your new gets might be acquiring a massive, totally non-traditional data set.
Or hiring a team of machine learning specialists that your company never, ever needed before.
Precisely. Or if the opportunity is in novel manufacturing, the new gets are the specialized materials and the new fabrication equipment. There are things you have to go out and acquire specifically for this mission.
So it sounds like the central failure point for most big strategic pivots is this mismatch.
I think so.
You find the jet engine concept, but then you try to build it with your old V8 parts.
You've hit it exactly. The document puts so much emphasis on successful exploration, and you just cannot successfully explore, let alone leverage, a truly novel opportunity with old, mismatched, or inadequate resources.
So the new gets have to be tailored.
They have to be. It means acquiring your resources is just as strategic and critical as acquiring the opportunity itself. Novelty must be met with novelty.
That makes the resource decision incredibly high stakes. It's not just about, throwing money at a project.
No.
It's about identifying the specific resource gap that's created by the opportunity and then aggressively filling that gap with something new.
And this really highlights the high cost of this strategy, doesn't it? These new gets. They're often expensive, they're specialized, they're probably difficult to integrate into the main business.
But if you skimp on them,
you doom the entire attempt from the very beginning. You just revert back to optimization.
So we've got the ambitious goal, the need for a novel path, a rigorous procedure to acquire it, and specialized resources to explore it. Now we finally circle back to the end of that phrase.
Yes, the last piece.
At the most. This seems to function as the ultimate metric, the final validation.
It closes the loop perfectly. The successful exploration, powered by the perfectly tailored new gets, has to, in the end, deliver results that achieve the most. It's that maximal potential we started with.
It's the uncompromising metric.
It is.
And it also gives you a really clear definition of failure in this framework. If you do everything, you find a novel opportunity, you secure it, you invest in new gets, but the final outcome doesn't hit the most,
then something in that sequence was flawed. Either your initial assessment of novelty was wrong, or the acquisition system failed to protect the idea, or maybe the resources you acquired were ultimately the wrong ones.
It creates a kind of self-correcting loop then.
A very demanding one. This strategy requires relentless consistency. Every single input, the opportunity, the procedure, the resources, it all has to be aimed at that peak performance. Anything less means you've just optimized a path that could have been maximized.
So the core takeaway for you, the listener, is this really demanding chain reaction the material presents.
It's a chain, yeah.
It starts with the absolute goal of maximizing potential, which then requires the systematic acquisition of a novel opportunity.
Which demands that rigorous how-to-get procedure.
And then that opportunity must be fueled for exploration using specifically tailored new gets.
All of which has to result in an outcome at the most.
The whole strength of this thing seems to be that matching principle. You have to match novelty and the opportunity with novelty in the resources.
Absolutely. If you find a groundbreaking new path, but you only apply your old methods and your old data to it, you are inherently capping its potential right where you started.
This really forces a critical reflection for anyone listening, doesn't it? I mean, are you currently exploring your most promising strategic paths, the ones that could really unlock that maximal potential with sufficient new resources?
It's a tough question to ask.
Or are you limiting the success of your best ideas by trying to force them through old systems and, inadequate tools that were designed for yesterday's problems?
Because this strategy, it just rejects that comfortable middle ground. It insists on systemic novelty. Like we said, optimization is tuning the old path. Maximization is building the jet engine and then finding the bespoke fuel to power it.
So what does this all mean for your next move? If maximizing potential is the goal you've actually set for yourself or your organization, what is the single non-obvious resource, that one specialized new get that you need to acquire today to truly begin this aggressive, protected exploration?
That's the critical question, isn't it? The costly but necessary question this material leaves us all to think about.